In this Excel lesson, I want to cover formatting of cells. Um, you would, first of all, when you're typing in Excel, it allows you to keep typing and the letters and the words just keep going to the right. They don't automatically wrap. And right now, it looks like part of this is in B1, but it's really not. There's nothing in B1. We're borrowing B1 because there's nothing in there. But if we were to type something in B1, the E and the US would disappear. So if I just type the letter Z, let's say, right, we can no longer see those, right? So, but as long as there's nothing in B1, it's kind of borrowing part of B1. Now, there's two things we can do if we don't like this, but we let this go a lot in Excel because we're not using anything up there. It's fine. But if you don't like that, there's two things you can do. You, of course, make your column wider so that it does fit in there. The other thing you can do is you can make this wrap. Now, by default, it will not wrap. But if you want it to wrap, you can ask for it to wrap. So with this cell selected, I can say wrap that. Now, it automatically adjusted the height. If it doesn't, simply click and drag so that you can see the whole content. And then it wrapped for you, and that's what wrapping will do. When you type words in Excel, any kind of a label, it will go from left to right. So it's automatically left aligned. I'm just going to make these a little bit bigger so we can see better. So any words that you type in Microsoft Excel will automatically align to the left. Any numbers that you type will align right. Numbers and formulas automatically align right, and words will automatically align to the left. Of course, you have full control over whether or not that stays. You have the ability here to go everybody left, everybody center, everybody right. Okay, so you have those options. When you have a row that's deep, you can also change how that aligns in a vertical manner. I can go top, middle, bottom. So if you have not, like, really you have 9 different options to choose from. Very similar to tables. So anyhow, those are the alignments inside. The orientation, as in Microsoft Word, let's say, when you type something, it's left to right, okay? However, you can change that when you're in Excel. So you can come up here and you have the ability to change, especially when you're talking about labels like this. You may want to take up a little bit less room or make it just fancy. So you can choose this option. And of course, if you're going to do one, you're probably going to do all of them. So you see that a lot. That's a very, very popular feature. You could have also gone the other way if you wanted to. You can go vertical, either way, vertical up, vertical down. So many, many features to choose from as far as how your text goes in here. Sometimes this is a good idea just because it saves you some room, right? It's much more efficient as far as how much of your document you're going to take up. So keep that in mind when you're working in Excel. You also have the ability to merge cells together. So right here I've got this title, and a very popular feature is to say I want this to be centered right at the top. And a lot of people try to guess where the middle is, and they would put it in this cell. You don't need to do that. It's much more efficient. And here are the steps for merging. First of all, type whatever it is you want in the leftmost cell. So A being the leftmost cell. Then click and drag across the columns that you want it centered in. So I want it centered between A and G. And then you ask for merge and center. So now that's merged all those cells together, and it's centered that for you. You have new choices in merge and center. You could have just asked for merge across without the centering. So this could be right aligned if you want it to be. It can be centered. It can be left. So merge across allows you to set whatever formatting you want. And merge cells pretty much does the same. If I wanted to center that or right align it, I could do the same. So we used to only have merge and center. Now we have merge and whatever you want. And if you want to unmerge, very simple. You can unmerge the cells and it's back to where you were. Very, very popular feature in Excel. You can also merge, I believe, this way. All right, so you can merge downwards and then you can center that way. That also never used to be around. So many ways to make your cells and your document look a lot better depending on what it is you're aiming for. It's good and it's important that you know what your options are. Your font by default is Calibri 11. That's what you'll get. Of course, you can change it to anything you want, the sizes to anything you want. You've got this basic, easy to use, quick menu here. But if you want more options, you can come here. Not nearly as many options as in Microsoft Word, let's say. But you do have several options to choose from. Important that you know that. You've also got preset styles to choose from that really make your life a lot easier when you're trying to make something look good. So you just select a range of cells and you can come right here to cell styles. And I'm just hovering right now, and I love the fact that I can hover and it gives me a preview of what this is going to look like if I choose it. So this can make you look good in a hurry, right? So you can really make a document look really nice very, very quickly. You have the ability now to set your own style. So two ways of doing that. So if you don't like any of those styles, you want your own to match maybe your corporate colors, you can do that. So let's say that you want a nice light blue, and let's say you want a different font, right? Let's say you like this font, and you want your font size to be bigger. You can do that. You can change your alignment, let's say. Now, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do the same thing. And I've got left. I'm going to ask maybe for outside borders. And those are just examples of things that you can do. And if I want to apply that to this whole area, I could save this as a new cell style. So here I can, because that's selected, it's picked up everything that I've done right here, and I can give it a name. And new blue, let's say, right? And then I can hit OK. So that's been saved. So now I can select all of these things and go to cell style, and it's right up there, new blue. And it's applied it everywhere in this selected area. If you decide that you want to get rid of that style, you can right click and you can modify it, you can delete it, you can do whatever you want to it. The other way that you can create a new style is by simply, right from scratch, you can do it from here, and you can do all the formatting in here. So set all your things in here instead, and then hit OK. And then it'll ask for a name, and you'll give it a name, and you'll hit OK. And that's another way of creating your own style that you can apply anywhere that you want inside of this document. So cool new tool. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the number formats, how these things look. Now, you've got general, which is what we have now. You can have number, which will give you decimal places. Now, you also have the ability to increase or decrease decimal places here. Very important that you know how to do that. All right. Chances are they'll ask you how to do some of these things on the test. If you want commas, so if you had something that had, like, let's say 1,000 or more, so I'm going to type, let's say 10,000 or 100,000 right here. So if you wanted a comma style, you can ask for that, and it put a comma to separate the thousands. You can do that. I'm going to go back to general, get that out. If you want percentage, you can make that a percentage. So if you were to type 0.5, let's say, and you wanted that to look like a percentage instead, you can go percent, and now we got 50%. If you want something to look like money, you simply ask for currency, and it's got some choices. So currency would look like that. Fast, easy. If you want to go back to general, you can go back to general. So you have the ability to use these things, understand them. You have the ability to come here and choose these. And you've also got more number formats here. And they give you little previews. So here they're telling you you have the choice to choose the way your negative numbers are going to look, either with a negative or in red. You can even have a negative with red. So many, many choices as far as how your numbers are going to look. You can even affect the way your dates look. This is very popular. There are many different ways of expressing your dates, and once you've got them in, you can select them and then use them all the way through. So really important that you understand all of your choices. Here you've got a lot of the choices that we talked about up here are in this bigger menu. You got borders and fills. Protection we get into a little bit later. When you want to copy formatting from one cell to another, it's very, very similar to Word. So let's say I have a cell here with this background and with a totally different font. And I can type the word Word here. Now, if I like that formatting and I want to apply it somewhere else, right, very much like Word, I would double click on Format Painter. And now any cell that I select will take on those same characteristics. And then when you're done, you can hit Escape, or you can, I believe, no, Escape is the only way to get out of Format Painter, apparently. Okay, so Escape will get you out of Format Painter, so that way you can get back to work and you're not painting everything anymore. So that's Format Painter. Another quick way to copy formatting, I'm just going to set up this cell here to look a little bit different, is to use your fill handle. Now, we used our fill handle. I taught this in a prior lesson. We can use this to copy words. We can also use it to finish off a series, but you can also use it to copy formatting. So I'm going to select all these things, and it thought that I was copying north, but if I come over here and I say, no, just give me the formatting, it brings back the original words, and it simply copied the formatting. That's a new thing. I'm not quite used to that one. I prefer the Format Painter. However, you do have that other option available. So all of those things, all about formatting cells within Excel.